What's up, everybody? This is Super Mike 2164. Make sure you guys press that like button, press the share button. I just seen this video. Somebody posted this on Facebook. They posted that earlier video I just showed you. And the brother posted this. And this is a black person who posted this saying how this is the reason why black people lose. And it sparked a big debate, which is, we love debating, which is fine sometimes. But then I looked into the comments and the person defended their post because someone said that the post was self-hating and racist. And then the person defended their post saying, what is the highest earning income group in Atlanta and metro area? Don't Google, answer just off the top of your head. Anyone can answer this. I would say Jews, but what does that have to do with the self-hating post? And then they said, who sued Harvard University, Michigan, because of admission practices? The Asians. And then they regret that, though. But my point is this. We talk, there's some among our community, especially some of the black people who have got a little bit of benefit, and they feel that they, outgrown maybe people who had a harder life living in hoods and stuff like that and got, sucked into gangs and things like that. They don't understand that this is all by design, because we were developing, we had already by the 60s, really by the 50s, it's documented. So we had the tools before that right out of slavery. But it's documented that we developed all these tools to repair even our people in the worst conditions. In the worst conditions, documented that we was able to repair our people in some of the worst conditions back in the 60s and 70s. And the white man documented that. Why didn't the white man fund that? Because the white man did not integrate us. They want to keep us as a slave class. And all you had to do to create a slave, just like Frederick Douglass said, if you educate a man, it makes him unfit to be a slave. So what they did is stop educating you. They made sure that you did not get education. And shout out to MARVA Collins. She should be famous in the black community. She just passed away in 2015. It is a damn shame that MARVA Collins isn't a household name like Martin Luther King, like Frederick Douglass, like Ida B. Wells, who's not is a household name like she should be either, or like Rosa Parks and all of these people. MARVA Collins did way more to prove and show she should have schools named after her all over this country. She should. The only thing she didn't do to me is make sure that her students understood that it's their job. It's their job to replicate her system and to make sure her system is out there. She educated other teachers, so she had schools. She was doing it herself, reproducing herself. But it was the job of those students to go out there and get money and bring back funding to her, because her system was dangerous to the plans of the white supremacists. And the white supremacists want our kids rapping about guns, drugs, jail, and ass and dumb shit, so that they could be in those prisons and the stock prices can go up. This is something that a lot of y'all black folks out here, y'all refuse. Y'all see, one of the things about black people, we get all into this conservative stuff or this Democrat liberal stuff, and in our minds we literally become that. We're not black anymore. We are conservative, we're liberal, we're progressive, or whatever it is. And that's something that that's why we just need to be black. And we don't need to be black the way the white people tell you what black is. Be black the way that the black folks taught you what black is, which is the original people. We're loyal to our people. We want to excellence. Black excellence destroys racism and slavery. So I wanted to drop this, and I'm going to drop a few clips of the mother MARVA Thomas doing her work. And I want people who listen to this to understand that it's our job to legitimize something. The stuff that the white man tells you in his books, I don't care if you went, just because something is hard to do and get, like your college degrees, that don't mean that it's effective. That doesn't mean that it's useful just because it was hard for you to acquire or do. You got to work on stuff that's useful, and I got that from Boyce Watkins. And I actually got this subject from Boyce Watkins and Marva Collins. So, because he mentioned her name in one of his lives. And we should follow Boyce Watkins because he's doing education work. So, like I said, we need to make sure that we lift this woman up, study her work, and repeat it. Replicate it. You can learn a lot just from looking at her work. She's teaching, even in her interviews. So, peace out. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys press the thumbs up, spread the video. This is our excellence. This is how we win. And like I said, stop esteeming the definitions of people who hate you. Stop trying to look up to them as if we're the ones that determine whether something is legitimate or it's not legitimate, or is good or bad. All right. Notice how they put too good to be true up there, and that's subliminal.
16 years ago, we broadcast a story about Marva Collins, a Chicago teacher who started her own elementary school on the city's west side, West Side Prep. Marva claimed that with love, hard work, and no-nonsense teaching, inner-city children could compete with anyone academically. It was, to many people, quite an inspiring story. But not to Charles Murray, author of the controversial book about race and intelligence called The Bell Curve. On page 399, Murray writes that Marva's celebrated anecdotes about her students are too good to be true, that there is no hard evidence of her success. We decided to check it out. Before we begin, let's go back to where we began 16 years ago. You have it all here on West Adams Street.
An hour early. If I say, Bruce, you come in the morning so I can help you, that doesn't mean everyone come in, but before I know it, everyone is coming in early in the mornings, not wanting to go home at the end of the day, saying, where did the day go? And our school is very special because we don't take recess, so you would think children would be bored. But they go down one stairwell and sneak back in. That's the worst problem we have with them at the day, is getting them to go home. What's the vowel? The vowel is A, and the word is flat. Here goes, not quite, not A.
I think many people don't treat teaching as a profession where there are a set of very basic skills that you have to learn and put together in a certain way so that you get good or superior results. And she just has a way of putting together the program so that, we can bring those things out of the children.
Look, everyone say it. Glint. All right? The word is glint. Listen to the key vowel in the middle. It, glint.
One of the major teaching tools at West Side Prep is the teaching of phonics. Phonics teaches not just the letters of the alphabet, but all the individual sounds of the English language.
Int, flint.
There are about 93 basic sounds in the English language, more or less. Phonics, you simply learn every sound, syllables in words that we speak in the English language or any other language, and you sound the sounds out that are next to each other. For example, in the word mother, there are 4 basic sounds there, right?
You should be asking, why don't black schools teach phonics anymore? Phonics is not in the curriculum no more.
They can be spoken, they can be written. We teach the children how they look and we teach them how to write the sounds. That's phonics. Basic sounds in the English language. The children use them for spelling, for writing compositions. If you know your sounds, you can read and write anything. That's phonics.
The oak tree. A large oak tree is growing at the edge.
Whatever a child can read in our school, they can also spell. For example, when most children learn the cutesy alphabet song A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we teach them all the spellings there will ever be in this world for A, and that's E-I-G-H-A, A-I-G-H-A, E-Y-A, A-I-A, A blank E-A. There'll never be any more. Block you, use. Airplane, van, lariat, wet. Pop sound, looks. Baby bird, yuck, yellow. Now we're sung our phonics song. Here are our vowel signals, E, I, and Y. What are vowel signals? E, I, and Y. And see, a child is missing that many spellings. That's why we have so many poor spellers across the country, because most teachers do not want to take the time to really sit there and teach them the heavy doses of phonics. The average PH word knocks a child for a loop. And yet we tell children to use a dictionary. How on earth is a child going to find the word pneumonia unless some teacher has told him that the P is silent and you take those silent words in isolation? But that means that that teacher is on their feet at the blackboard. This is not some sheet that you can give children.
Provides Wells Prep for free for residents of the Ida B. Wells Housing Project, home of Chicago's most lethal gang. Students are taken on a first-come, first-served basis. The methods are the same. No sports, no art, no recess, no nonsense, no self-pity.
The name of it.
Plenty of Shakespeare.
I need an antagonist.
Tybalt.
Tybalt. Tybalt did what?
Mercutio.
Mercutio. Romeo's what?
Would you have gone?
Yeah, I understand Shakespeare, but the only thing I don't like about Shakespeare is it just teaches them to integrate into white society. I wish you would have did more of the Moors or something like that with black art, so that they would have love for themselves.
Lost in the streets of the West Side.
Most definitely. Very easy. A lot of my friends who didn't go to MARVA Collins around high school is where they got caught up in things, where school just wasn't their focus in life, and they just went their ways, be it gangs or whatever else they did outside of basketball.
What I got out of West Side the year that I was there, it helped me to stay out of trouble. It helped me to at least get some sort of direction as to where I should be going is versus where I shouldn't be going.
As evidence, the testimony of MARVA's graduates may not be hard enough for Mr. Murray. So we went a step further and asked Dr. Guy Stewart, a professional statistician here in Chicago, to compare the 33 former students with their peers. He told us, statistically, 1 should have been murdered, at least 2 in prison, and 5 on welfare. MARVA's graduates are all alive, none are in prison, and none are on welfare.
So what we need to understand is that to prove something to some racist, white supremacist bell curve dude, that should not be our goal. Our goal is to be powerful. And the thing is, these statistics really is because that is the prediction of the white supremacists. So to them, this is a failure, because you got to realize that these kids' parents had just finished rioting and taking control of resources in cities and territory just about, a few years earlier, like 20 years earlier than that. And they wanted to make sure that these kids would not be in the condition to be able to repeat and build upon what their parents had did. So that is why the cities look the way they look. And this generation grew up in poverty the way that it did. But it's not because that they couldn't succeed. And that's That's what we should understand. This is what we call generational warfare.
Of those not at the reunion, a number, like Brian Gurley, are still in college. Most of the rest are working. Michael Singleton is a Chicago police officer. 2 others are corrections officers. Darius Daniels is the office manager of an insurance agency. 2 others are salesmen. Michael Ridley is a buyer in the restaurant business. Felisa Felder graduated from Loyola and works for a large brokerage house in Chicago. This January, she enters Loyola Law School. Where do you expect to be 10 years from now?